Hey everybody, I'm Jeremy Fromm. I'm here in the Honeywell booth with Brian Matthews, Cloud Sales Leader for LenelS2 Honeywell. We're here talking about Elements. Tell me about Elements and why it's a really cool cloud platform that you guys have.
Well, Elements is our newish, built from the ground up native cloud solution. So everything is architected to be 100% cloud, runs in Microsoft Azure. Built a lot of heuristics principles in it, which means it's really easy for the end users to learn, use, and derive value from.
So with Elements, I see the interface. The interface is beautiful. It's really easy to use. Could you walk me through the interface and where people would click, how they would use it?
Yeah, so what we're looking at is really the dashboard for Elements. This is where anyone would start when they log in. And in this case, you can see we have all sites, no filter up here on the upper right-hand side. And I've got that sort of notion of, again, multiple sites around the world. I can see them, I can sort or sort of sift down through them. I could search, so maybe I've got hundreds of locations and I just want to filter for Framingham. I'm going to see that just that office location pops up. So how many readers, cameras, etc.
Yeah, so on the site, so if I'm an end user, I have multiple locations, I can then limit who sees certain things by site. So if I live in Framingham and I control that site, I see Framingham and I don't see London.
Correct. So if I was actually to click on here and if you were logging in as that Framingham user, you're only going to see this, your readers, your events, again, the whole dashboard's customized to the devices, the connected pieces of hardware that are in that location. Same thing with events over here on the side.
Okay, so yeah, the events, that's where you'll get all of your activity, access granted, so forth.
Correct, yep, and certainly if there's, I'm back in that global view, if there's video associated with an event, I'm going to see that universal play icon. Even my 6-year-old knows if he clicks on that, he's going to get a video.
Sure.
Again, really simple to kind of figure out and navigate through.
Yeah, it's really making that learning curve go away. It's you can just start clicking and you sort of know how to use an access control system without any training at all. So yeah, great for an end user.
And that's the goal. And if I said, hey Jeremy, which of the apps on your phone have you had to go through training for? You'd look at me like I was crazy or I was insulting you. But I mean, that's kind of the same concept with Elements. You shouldn't need to go through weeks of training to learn a system that's really powerful.
I see a lockdown button. Lockdown is always a fun term, so explain what lockdown does.
Yeah, so lockdown, especially in Mercury terminology as I think of it, when we hit that lockdown button, we can have all different sort of lockdown profiles, again, from one site to multiple sites. We mean that most cards do not work anymore. The door is in a locked state that, hey, 1 second ago Jeremy's card worked, the next second it doesn't. But now with Mercury, we can do that first responder override card. So while Jeremy's card doesn't work anymore, Brian's card may, because I'm part of a group that has that authorization added to my profile. And we've specifically enabled certain readers to, allow in a locked mode to allow my special card and others in that first responder mode through that area. And then we can also take those events, send them to Google Chat, send them to Microsoft Teams, you name it. We've got the the documentation there to make it really easy for our customers again to get that information the systems are using every day.
Perfect. And I'm assuming this all happens real time, but we're talking up through the cloud when you're initiating this, right? So we're here on the show floor, you click lockdown button, that communicates to the cloud. Is it AWS, Azure?
Yeah, so when I click that button here, where are we? New Orleans today at GSX, that went up to Microsoft Azure somewhere in North America, US East region. Then it went down to Framingham, Massachusetts, just to the west of Boston. We locked the doors. That event came all the way back up to Azure, down through our trade show Wi-Fi, and you saw that all
and it happened in milliseconds.
Yeah.
With Elements, you support Mercury controllers.
Yep.
Can you show a quick, how do you add a Mercury controller? How simple is it?
Yeah, so I mean, this is something that even you and I as sort of salespeople can sort of, hit that little hamburger menu, come down, oh, devices. Mercury is probably a device for us. Come over here, we'll get our, all of our hardware, our connected devices that we can add. Hey, add, let's get, not to
access controller.
Yeah, access control. And then here are all the Mercury models that we support, all the controllers. So obviously our M series, the latest and greatest, are up on top. We can scroll down through, all the way down through the LP series and the EP series. And now as we're part of Honeywell, we support the ProWatch on PW7K controllers that obviously are kind of related to Mercury, and then the WinPack Pro 4200s. and their downstream connected devices. So yeah, once you select one of those, everything else is just sort of, hey, give it an IP address, hit save, and you just kind of walk through the process. It's,
really easy.
Yeah.
So for your existing client base, there's a lot of folks that are using OnGuard and NetBox and ProWatch and WinPack.
Yeah.
How do they migrate from an on-prem solution that they have today that's really robust and full-featured to Elements? Is it one fell swoop? Do they do this in stages? What are you typically seeing?
Yeah, usually it's a bit of a pragmatic approach, but we want to work with our customer base to keep Honeywell customers Honeywell. If they want to go cloud, we want to help them. So we really partner with our integration channel. In some cases, no cost migrations to cloud. Again, they're a customer already. We want to kind of respect that, and the relationship we've had over the years, we want to keep them. So they send us the database, we will move it into Elements. The VAR obviously creates the instance, and then we do the majority of the data migration for them. And then what you typically see is, depending on if it's one site or multiple sites, it's VAR is going to repoint the controllers from the legacy on-prem now to the cloud. And they may do a site walk, they may, that walk test of each reader. And sometimes, if it's a single building, one fell swoop. It's pretty cut and dry, and knock that out in a morning or less. Multiple sites, do a site at a time. It's access control. We don't want a door unlocked. We didn't realize it.
Sure.
We don't want to run in that situation.
For the customers that are taking a staged approach and doing maybe one building or one site at a time, there's Elements, OnGuard, connector, or connector tools with different platforms. Can you explain how that works?
Yeah, and this is actually a really cool thing. And I wasn't sure how it would actually kind of roll out, what the market would think about it. We're seeing a lot of our largest customers, they're using it for two different reasons. One of them is where they have all these non-corporate network sites. So they couldn't pull all their network switching. It might be a lease space. It might be something like a WeWork facility, or just a zero trust site where they didn't want their corporate network, but they need access control. So they can actually put Elements in those non-corporate network sites, connect up through the cloud. They use Elements at those sites, but they monitor all the events, all the alarms in OnGuard in their security operations center. And then they can manage all their people and credentials still in OnGuard. So maybe they add someone through Azure AD that comes in OnGuard, they get a badge, they get access levels, we push that down to Elements, and again, the whole chain of command, the chain of custody for issuing, provisioning credentials is intact.
And you get the best of both worlds. It gives you flexibility. The cyber component I always find interesting. It might be a large bank with individual branches, and as you expose your network out to the edge, you expose more vulnerability, right?
Yeah.
The risk score goes up. So just pointing out to the cloud and having secure communication, both to the cloud and back to OnGuard, let's say, then you have a really nice architecture set up there.
So we help reduce the risk in that case. We've seen it in the retail spaces, we've seen it in healthcare, the big hospitals and OnGuard, but all the urgent care clinics, the doctor's office, again, non-corporate network. Then for some of our really big customers who want to move to Elements over time, they can also do that staged approach. Because what we often see with any new system, someone puts on a test system, one door in the closet, they never use it. So they never learn it, and nothing ever happens. So we have a couple customers that have done M&A sites first. Now they have 200, now they have 300. They're growing in their comfort in the cloud solution. Sure. They're controlling their migration, and then it's, hey, let's do one more site. Oh, we need this feature. We realize now that we have more, we didn't realize we were actually leveraging this in the old system, because you forget about those things you do every day sometimes in that weird sort of way. So again, it's that controlled migration, and it's really been interesting to see our customers adopt it.
Final topic, I think, is integration. So you shared video integration and the simple play button. What other integrations are there that tie into Elements? What else can we do, more than access control?
Yeah, so Elements has a full REST API, and we make that really easy for the customer. And then as we do different integrations, whether it's with Schlag's wireless locks, the 8400s,
sure.
NDEs, LEs, it's the entire ASA Perio family of locks. Global platform, awesome platform, the age 40. Maybe we shouldn't use as much terminology that only you and I in a small audience understands, but as we do those things, we put it in front of the customer, because that typical update process is, we update the sales team updates the channel updates the customer, and a year goes by, and the customer didn't know we had something. So again, when they log in, they see things in the marketplace, and whether or not it's badge design and printing, it's Milestone for third-party video, Cisco Meraki, webhooks like we're talking about, API.
The list goes on and on.
Yeah, and free tiers. We want to make sure people are using the API, that they're getting that additional value. SPLAN, sign integration, SCIM. So true cloud-to-cloud provisioning of credentials with no middleware, things like that. So yeah, the marketplace is where we release those things. So again, customer can look at it, see it, reach out to their integrator because they're a key part of the process.
For anybody out there looking to migrate to the cloud, or you have a new solution, I'd highly recommend looking at Elements. It is slick, it's easy to use, it's really powerful. It runs all your Mercury controllers that you love. So take a look, reach out to Brian if you have any questions.
Since 80% of the time, you're touching 20% of it. So if you happen to call and say, hey, I am at the stair entrance right now.
Oh my.
That's going to be the best cameo in this video.
I am so sorry.